Okay, we will find the surface area of each pyramid to the nearest whole number. And to do so, what we want to do is have our formulas here. So the lateral area, the exposed surfaces of this pyramid, okay, all along the sides, is 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height, which will be like the height of the triangle faces. Okay. Then add to that, we'll have the formula for this particular base, which is side length squared because it's a square. Okay. And then we will add them together. So let's figure out what the lateral area is here. We've got 1/2. The perimeter is, well, it's a square. We're dealing with regular polygons, and so this is a 12 by 12 square, and that is then 12, 12, 12, and 12, or 48, right? 4 sides of 12. And then the slant height is 11. If we calculate that out, we get 1/2 of 48 is 24, and when we multiply 24 by 11, some of you remember my trick that I had. If you do some number times 11, we can split the digits apart, add them together for the middle number. So we've got 1/2 of 48 is 24. Oops. Times 11. So we get then 264. And for the area of the base, we take the side length, 12, and we square it. And we get 144. So when we add together the 264 and the 144, we get 408. And what are the units? The units are inches squared, because this is area, and anytime we're dealing with area, we're going to have square units. So make sure that you have those formulas ready, because that's essentially what you're going to want to do, is plug those numbers in. So let me just verify my answer with the answer page, lesson 11-3, number 9. And yep, 408 inches squared. So we got a couple more to do. Okay, finding the surface area for this pyramid. We still have the same formula for the lateral area. Lateral area is going to be equal to 1/2. Let me write that better. 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. And we also need the area of the base, which in this case will be 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. Then we'll add those together. So let's do this lateral area first. 1/2. What do we see? We've got a side length of 4. And so we have 4 times 6 is 24, because it's a hexagon, times the slant height of 8. And when we multiply those together, 1/2 of 24 is 12, times 8 is 96. Now, for the base, we've got 1/2 the apothem length, which is, they give it to us, you can see that arrow pointing in there is 2√3. And if you know your special triangles, you know that of course that's true, because that bottom side is 4, so we take 1/2 of it for the short leg of that 30, 60, 90 triangle. Anyway, the perimeter, we already figured out, is 24. 6 times 4 was 24. Okay, so you can do 1/2 of 2√3 is just √3 times 24, and you get 24√3. Okay, they say to the nearest whole number, so we're going to want to calculate what is 24 times the square root of 3. So square root of 3 times 24, and we get 41. I'm going to write it as approximately. It says 41.56, So that rounds up to 42. And I'm rounding it off there before adding because I already know the other number that I got for the lateral area is a whole number. So we say then 96 plus 42 is 138. What is the units? They are meters squared. And might as well box my answers. It's a good thing to do. Yep, that's how you do it. Let's do one more of these. All right, so writing in the formula, we would say the lateral area is going to be equal to 1/2 the perimeter times the slant height. And the base is going to be, since it's a square base, we're just going to say the side length squared will give us the base. We'll add them together. Okay, so let's see. We've got 1/2. What's the perimeter? Well, if each side is 8, then we have a perimeter of 32 because it's a square. And what's the slant height? It is 7.2. And when we calculate that, let's see, we've got 1/2 of 32 is 16. I can write this down as an intermediate step for calculations. But let's see, we've got 16 times 7.2, and we got 115.2. This is not a whole number, and I don't know what I'm going to get for, well, I guess I do know what I'm going to get for side squared. It's going to be a whole number, so we can eventually round that off. But let's see. Find the base. The side length is 8. So we've got an area of the base of 64. So we could write this down as 115. This, by the way, rounds off to approximately equal to 115. And then we get 115 plus 64. 179, and what are the units? They are inches squared because we're talking about area. Okay, hopefully that didn't give you too much trouble.